Very good morning to all of you. Please join the meeting very fast. Only 8 participants have joined to this meeting. Tell your friends if they are not in the joining list to join the meeting fast. We'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we will start with the lecture. Okay. Okay, then we'll start with the lecture. Let them join one by one. We won't wait for them. I'm sharing the screen. Please tell me that screen is visible or not.
Yes, sir.
Is the screen? Yes. Okay. So the screen is visible to all of you. Just a minute. Okay. So already some time has vested. Okay. So we'll directly start with the lecture. But before that, Happy New Year to all of you. As we are entering in this new year would be happy, prosperous, and healthy for you. Wishing you all the Happy New Year once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
And same to you, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thanks to all of you, as you are the students, and it's going to be a new start for your life. Okay, that's why wishing all of you very Happy New Year. And once again, let's resume to the lecture. Okay, so in the last week, because of illness, I couldn't conduct the lecture, and that's why we were not having the lecture in the last week. So today we are going to start with the progressive tenses. Yes, we have completed one of that progressive tenses, that is present progressive tense. Okay, we have completed. So present progressive tense, just let's only take a recap of that and just move towards the next tense. Okay, so in the present progressive tense, we have discussed about present progressive tense which we used for an ongoing action in the present time. Okay, for the present, or that situation is the present situation. Okay, we use for present situation present progressive tense if the action is ongoing or the action is continuous in present. वर्तमान काळात एखादी क्रिया चालू आहे, जसं की मी आता शिकवतोय तुम्हाला. ओके, सो that this action is going on, okay, in the present. आता ती घडते ऍक्शन, आणि ती ऍक्शन शो करण्यासाठी मी काय वापरेन तर प्रेझेंट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह टेन्स आय विल यूज. दॅट्स वाय आय विल से दॅट आय एम कंडक्टिंग लेक्चर ऑन यू. आय एम युझिंग द structure of present progressive tense, that is am is are plus VING. So for this action I will show, or I will use the present progressive tense. So this is very simple tense and we have discussed it in the last lecture. Some of the examples also we have discussed. Yes, also to describe a plan or an arrangement in near future means I'm leaving to Mumbai this evening. This is my plan for evening. Okay, or in the evening I'm going to visit Vitthal temple or Lord Vitthal temple. Okay, Vitthal Rukmini temple. So I am going means am plus VING means in near future this is my plan to visit the Vitthal temple. Okay, and for expressing this action I will rather use the present progressive tense. Okay, so that action might be happening today, tonight, tomorrow, this week, or this Monday. Okay, so for showing that action, for showing the near future action, we will use the present progressive tense. So this is also one of the uses of present progressive tense, to describe a plan or arrangement in near future. Then it is also used to express actions that are repeated regularly. Okay, for expressing the actions that are repeated regularly, we use present progressive tense. For example, he is always complaining about his health. एखादा विद्यार्थी किंवा एखादा माणूस असतो, तो कायम कारण देतो. He always complains, okay, about his health or about his late coming or not joining the lecture. Okay, some of the reasons people have about any action or for his deeds. Okay, so he is always complaining about his health. So this is what a regular action. He always complains about his health. तो ती त्याची काय असते तर एक habit बनते. Okay, so for expressing this sentence we will use am or is plus are plus VING, means is complaining. Okay, so this structure we will use for present progressive tense. See, then second example, let's see the second example. She is going to lose it forever. She is going to lose it forever. ती आता कायमचं एखादी गोष्ट जी असेल ती गमावून बसणार आहे. ओके, सो शी इज गोइंग टू लूज म्हणजे ती एखादी गोष्ट गमावून बसणार आहे. असं जेव्हा आपण म्हणतो तेव्हा काय वापरतो आपण प्रेझेंट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह टेन्स वापरतो. This is the very simple trick to use the present progressive tense. Also, we have seen a note that is means our company manufactures high-end plastic, okay, or we produce high-end plastic pipes. If salesman is using this sentence, then this sentence is grammatically correct sentence, okay, grammatically and also by meaning this sentence is the correct sentence. But if I'm using or that salesman is using, we are producing high-end plastic pipes, so this sentence comes as a grammatically and also by meaning the wrong sentence. Why? Because that action is going on continuous, but that action shouldn't be denoted with the continuous progress tense. Why? Because this action is ongoing, okay, though this action is ongoing, this action should be represented with the simple tenses or simple present tense. We produce high-end plastic pipes. आम्ही किंवा आपण असं म्हणतो we produce high-end plastic pipes म्हणजे आम्ही चांगल्या क्वालिटीचे पाईप्सचं उत्पादन घेतो असं आपण म्हणतो, ओके, घेतो. तर हे ग्रॅमॅटिकली करेक्ट काय? आता इनकरेक्ट वरचं जे सेंटेन्स आहे ते इनकरेक्ट काय आहे ते बघूया. वी आर प्रोड्युसिंग हाय एंड प्लास्टिक पाईप्स. आम्ही चांगल्या क्वालिटीच्या प्लास्टिक पाईपचं उत्पादन घेत आहोत. घेत आहोत. इन मराठी वी कॅन से दॅट हाय एंड प्रोड्युसिंग घेत आहोत म्हणजे दॅट्स प्रोसेस इज गोइंग ऑन and till that process is going on we can't use the sentence like this, okay, because this is not a grammatically and meaningfully correct sentence, okay. तर हा एक डिफरन्स आहे. आपण जेव्हा आपल्या कंपनीचं किंवा आपण जे काही करतो, okay, whatever we do every day, that should be told, or that should be, or for that for expressing that action we should use simple present tense, okay, and the continuous action or ongoing action that is going on in front of the people, we are using the progressive present tense. This is the difference between the two, okay. So ही टिप एक आपण कायम लक्षात ठेवायची. Then we have discussed the structure of the present progressive tense, that is subject plus am or is or are plus VING plus object plus complement. This is the structure for the present progressive tense. Then we have seen the subject verb that are used in the present progressive tense, then affirmative, interrogative and negative chart. This also we have seen in the last lecture. We have completed with the exercise also. We have completed with the exercise also. Let's move towards the next tense in progressive tense, okay. So the next type of the progressive tenses is past progressive tense, that is चालू भूतकाळ, okay. In Marathi we can say that चालू भूतकाळ, past progressive tense or past continuous tense or continuous past tense. You can use any of these names, but only you have to keep in mind that you should use or you should talk with only one name. You should stick with only one name so that it won't be confusing for you, okay. Past progressive tense, or either you may call it as continuous past tense, okay. You can use both of these names, but stick to one name or stick to one name of that tense. Okay, so in the past progressive tense, when it is used, let's see when it is used. It is used to describe an ongoing activity in the past. What he has said, to describe an ongoing activity in the past. म्हणजे काय, पास्ट मध्ये एखादी जी ऍक्टिव्हिटी आहे, एखादी जी क्रिया आहे, ती चालू अवस्थेत आहे आणि ती डिस्क्राइब करण्यासाठी, ती शो करण्यासाठी, फॉर डेमॉन्स्ट्रेटिंग दॅट ऍक्ट और दॅट ऍक्टिव्हिटी वी यूज पास्ट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह टेन्सेस. ओके, समजलं का हे? आपण केव्हा यूज करतो पास्ट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह टेन्स? तर पास्ट मध्ये एखादी जी क्रिया आहे ती जेव्हा चालू अवस्थेत आहे आणि ती शो करण्यासाठी, एखादी जी पास्ट मधली जी क्रिया आहे ती चालू अवस्थेत आहे ती दाखवण्यासाठी काय करतो आपण, पास्ट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह टेन्सचा यूज करतो. टू डिस्क्राइब an ongoing activity in the past. So this is the use. Okay, let's see the examples then. The first one is, let's see, the first example is, we were studying parts of speech. We were studying parts of speech. Okay, here in the example, we were studying parts of speech. This action has happened in the past. Okay, this action was going on in the past. Okay, and for showing that action, okay, for showing that action we use were studying. Okay, so first example is, we were studying parts of speech. So in the ETT programs, okay, during the ETT programs we have studied about the parts of speech. Okay, so I was there for you people to teach the parts of speech in the month of September, I think. So we have studied that part in the month of September. Okay, so we were studying parts of speech. This was the action which was going on in the past, and that action was not completed. That was going on that day, on that particular time. Okay, at that particular time, on that particular day. Okay, so for showing that, we are using we were studying parts of speech, that is प्रोग्रेसिव्ह पास्ट टेन्स. हे झालं पहिलं एक्झाम्पल. समजलं? प्लीज रिप्लाय if this is understandable or not, understanding or not. Are you understanding this? समजते का?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, okay. So please reply so that I can move further. Okay, so let's see the second sentence. You were attending online lectures. So we have conducted those lectures, that is ATT lectures. Okay, and you were attending that online. So we can take the relevance of that. Okay, you were attending online lectures in the last year. You were attending online lectures. This was the action which was going on in the past. Okay, that was action which was going on in the past, and that action was not completed in the past. That was going on, ongoing action, continuous action. And for showing that action, we are using the structure, that is was or were plus VING. Subject plus was or were plus VING plus object plus complement. This is the structure for the progressive past tense. Were attending. Okay, were attending, you were attending online lectures. So this is the sentence in the progressive past tense. Then third one is, I was speaking online or I was dictating online. मी काय करत होतो तर ऑनलाईन तुम्हाला काय करत होतो तर बोलत होतो, शिकवत होतो, डिक्टेट करत होतो, सांगत होतो. ओके, आय वॉज स्पीकिंग ऑनलाईन, मी ऑनलाईन तुमच्याशी बोलत होतो. सो दिस वॉज ऑल्सो द ऍक्शन विच वॉज इन प्रोग्रेस इन द पास्ट, विच वॉज नॉट completed action. Okay, so for showing this action we are using past progressive tenses. Okay, so next use is to describe an action that started in the past, to describe an action that started in the past and was interrupted by another action. एखादी ऍक्शन जी पास्ट मध्ये स्टार्ट झाली, ओके, अँड वॉज इंटरप्टेड, आणि ती काय झाली तर खंडित झाली तिथंच. आणि का खंडित झाली तर अजून एखादी ऍक्शन जी आहे ती तेव्हा त्या ऍक्शन मुळे ती पहिली जी ऍक्शन आहे, ती क्रिया आहे पहिली, ती काय झाली तर खंडित पडली किंवा थांबली तिथंच. लेट्स सी द एक्झाम्पल ऑफ दिस. He was writing an email when the phone rang. Okay, he was writing an email when the phone rang. तर तो, he was writing an email when the phone rang. जेव्हा फोन वाजला तेव्हा तो, किंवा जेव्हा तो ईमेल लिहित होता तेव्हा काय झालं तर फोन वाजला. आणि त्या फोन रिंगिंग फोन, बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट रिंगिंग ऑफ फोन, his first action of writing an email was interrupted. ती ऍक्शन काय झाली तर डिस्टर्ब झाली, थांबली तिथं. ओके, सो फॉर शोईंग an interrupted action, for showing an continuous action or ongoing action which was started in the past and which was interrupted or disturbed by another action, we use the past progressive tense. So this is why this is also the one of the situation or condition to use the progressive past tense to describe an action that started in the past and was interrupted by another action. एखादी ऍक्शन जी भूतकाळात स्टार्ट झाली पण अजून एका ऍक्शन मुळे ती काय झाली तर तिथंच थांबली, इंटरप्ट झाली, डिस्टर्ब झाली. ओके, so for showing this action we make use of continuous past tense or past progressive tense. Let's see the example. He was writing an email when the phone rang. So was writing, this is the first action which was interrupted by the second action. Okay, ringing of phone, this was the action which is called as the second action, and before that action the writing of email was the first action that was going on, but because of the second action the first action get interrupted. Okay, he was writing an email when the phone rang. So this is the past progressive tense when we are using with the help of example and the structures. The second example, when I came home, he was reading a book. When I came home, he was reading a book. So action 1, which is the first action? This is the first action, reading. Reading a book, this is the first action which was going on in the past. Okay, he was reading a book. And the second action, when I came home. When I came home, this is the second action. Okay, so when I came home, he was reading a book. Okay, so action of reading a book was going on in the past when it was interrupted or disturbed by another action, that is coming home. When I came home, he was reading a book. मी जेव्हा घरी आलो तेव्हा तो काय करत होता, तर बुक रीडिंग करत होता, बुक रीड करत होता. ओके, let's see more. Let's move towards the next slide. That is another condition to use the past progressive tense. Okay, let's see. Past progressive tense is used to describe two actions that were in progress at the same time in the past. So this is also one of the conditions. Okay, to describe two actions, to describe two actions that were in progress at same time in the past. To describe two actions that were in progress at the same time in the past. म्हणजे बघा, पास्ट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह टेन्स अजून कुठे यूज करू शकतो आपण, टू डिस्क्राइब टू ऍक्शन्स दॅट वेर इन प्रोग्रेस ऍट द सेम टाइम इन द पास्ट. तर दोन ऍक्शन्स असतील आणि त्या ऍक्शन्स भूतकाळामध्ये काय असतील तर इन प्रोग्रेस म्हणजे गोइंग ऑन, चालू अवस्थेत असतील, तर त्या कंडिशन मध्ये आपण काय करू शकतो, तर पास्ट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह टेन्सचा यूज करू शकतो. बघा, to describe two actions that were in progress means that were in going on, ongoing actions in the past. Okay, at the same time the two actions were going on in the past, and for describing those actions we make use of past progressive tense. Let's understand it with example. The example is, I was preparing dinner while she was working upstairs. Baga. I was preparing dinner while she was working upstairs. Was preparing and was working. So both of these actions, okay, both of these actions were simultaneously going on in the past, and those actions were in the progress, means continuous or going on in the past. And to show those actions we make use of progressive past tense. That is, I was preparing dinner while she was working upstairs. म्हणजे बघा, मी जेव्हा डिनर बनवत होतो, रात्रीचं जेवण जेव्हा बनवत होतो, तयार करत होतो, तेव्हा ती काय करत होती, तर अपस्टेअर्स, वॉज वर्किंग अपस्टेअर्स म्हणजे जिन्यामध्ये काहीतरी काम करत होती किंवा वरच्या मजल्यावर तिचं काहीतरी झाडलोट किंवा इतर काहीतरी काम चालू होतं. ओके, आय वॉज प्रिपेरिंग डिनर वाईल शी वॉज वर्किंग अपस्टेअर्स. ती जेव्हा वरच्या मजल्यावर काही झाडलोट करत होती, काम करत होती, तेव्हा मी काय करत होतो, तर डिनर बनवत होतो. ओके, बनवत होतो, बनवत आहे असं नाही. ओके, बनवत होतो. आय वॉज प्रिपेरिंग अँड वॉज वर्किंग, शी वॉज वर्किंग, ती काम करत होती तेव्हा मी जेवण बनवत होतो. आय वॉज preparing dinner while she was working upstairs. Very simple to understand. Okay, so this is the first example. Let's see the next. While she was working upstairs, so we can take it sequentially or we can take second sentence as the first. Okay, both can be used. बघा, दुसरं काय म्हणतंय, while she was working upstairs I was preparing dinner. Okay, so they have interchanged only actions. Okay, they have interchanged with actions. That is, while हे पहिल्यांदा त्यांनी काय केलं, while हे आधी घेतलं. ओके, while she was working upstairs, I was preparing dinner. ती जेव्हा वरती काम करत होती तेव्हा मी काय करत होतो, तर जेवण बनवत होतो. So we can take any action first and take any action next to that. So both can be the actions which can be interchanged. Okay, only we have to do is while. We have to take while at the first place. Okay, I was preparing dinner while she was working upstairs. This is the action. And if we want to interchange the sequence of the action, we have to do one thing, that is we have to take while at the first place. Okay, while she was working upstairs, I was preparing dinner. So these are the two of the sentences of the past progressive tenses. Let's see, the one note is there. Let's read that note. Let's understand. In the note, they have said that the word order in the sentence can be switched around as in the examples above. The word order in the sentence can be switched around as in the examples above. म्हणजे काय म्हणले, तर वर दिल्याप्रमाणे आपण काय करू शकतो, तर शब्दांची किंवा क्रियांची अदलाबदल करू शकतो. कॅन बी एक्सचेंज्ड or switched. Okay, word order can be switched. The word order in the sentences can be switched around as in the examples above. However, it is important to remember that we use the time expression while before the past progressive and the word when before the past simple part of the sentence. Use only one of these time expressions in each sentence. बघा, नोट काय आहे, the word order in the sentence can be switched around as in the examples above. तर आपण जी वर्डची ऑर्डर आहे ती आपण काय करू शकतो, एक्सचेंज करू शकतो, अदला बदल करू शकतो. However, पण यामध्ये काय इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, तर इट इज इम्पॉर्टंट टू रिमेंबर दॅट वी यूज द टाइम एक्सप्रेशन while बिफोर द पास्ट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह. म्हणजे while हे जे टाइम एक्सप्रेशन आहे, while म्हणजे तेव्हा किंवा जेव्हा असं आपण जेव्हा म्हणतो, जेव्हा, while म्हणजे जेव्हा. So time expression while, we use the time expression while before the past progressive. आपण past progressive tense च्या आधी while हे expression use करतो. And the word when before the past simple. म्हणजे when कधी यूज करायचा, तर जेव्हा सिंपल पास्टचं एखादं सेंटेन्स असेल त्याच्या पूर्वी when यूज करायचा. आणि while कधी यूज करायचा, तर प्रोग्रेसिव्ह पास्ट म्हणजे कंटिन्युअस पास्ट टेन्सचं जे सेंटेन्स आहे त्याच्या आधी तो यूज करायचा. बिफोर द पास्ट प्रोग्रेसिव्ह अँड द वर्ड when बिफोर द पास्ट सिंपल पार्ट ऑफ द सेंटेन्स. तर दोन पार्ट असतात सेंटेन्स मध्ये बघा. देयर might be two parts in the sentence. One part may be of the simple past tense and the other part might be of the progressive past tense. And for joining both the sentences, we should use the while and when. These are the two time expressions with which we can join the two actions in the sentences. Baga. When I was preparing dinner, or while she was working in the office, I prepared dinner. मग आता या दोन सेंटेन्स मध्ये बघा, while she was working in the office, I prepared dinner. So in these two sentences, okay, while she was working in office, take this as an example or action first. ती जेव्हा ऑफिस मध्ये काय काम करत होती, when I prepared dinner. Here I have used the simple past tense after when, that is time expression when. While she was working in the office, ती जेव्हा ऑफिस मध्ये काम करत होती तेव्हा when I prepared dinner, तेव्हा मी जेवण बनवलं. असं आपण यूज करू शकतो दोन सेंटेन्सेस जोडण्यासाठी. ओके, while आणि when चा यूज, that is time expressions while and when we can use. It might be two sentences in the progressive tenses, progressive past tenses, or it might be the two sentences, one of them in progressive past tense and one of them might be the simple past tense. Okay, तर दोन प्रोग्रेसिव्ह पास्ट टेन्स चे सेंटेन्सेस जोडण्यासाठी सुद्धा आपण while आणि when हे टाइम एक्सप्रेशन्स वापरू शकतो, or either we can use them in the situation like जेव्हा त्यापैकी एक सेंटेन्स जे आहे ते कंटिन्युअस पास्ट टेन्स असेल, प्रोग्रेसिव्ह पास्ट टेन्स असेल, आणि दुसरं जे आहे ते सिंपल पास्ट टेन्स असेल, तर अशा कंडिशन मध्ये सुद्धा आपण while आणि when हे दोन टाइम एक्सप्रेशन्स यूज करू शकतो. हे समजलं? इज इट अंडरस्टूड? हे समजलं का? येस, प्लीज गिव रिप्लाय. समजलं असेल तर येस, नसेल तर नाही.
Yes, sir.
समजलं सगळ्यांना?
येस सर.
ओके, सो अशा पद्धतीने आपण यूज करू शकतो. आज मी थोडस मराठी घेतोय कारण थोडस मराठी मिनिंग मध्ये सुद्धा सांगतोय, कारण काय होतं की सगळ्यांनाच इंग्लिश पूर्णपणे समजेल असं नाही, आणि जिथं टिप्स असतील किंवा महत्वाचे जे पॉइंट्स असतील दॅट आय एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन यू पीपल in Marathi also. Okay, so take the note of that. Yes, in the next slide, let's see what is the sentence structure for the past progressive tense. That sentence structure is the subject plus was or were plus VING plus object plus complement. So this is the sentence structure for the past progressive tenses or past continuous tense. So write down this sentence structure in your notebook. While note making, it will be impressive or it will be remembered if you are writing or you are taking the notes in the ongoing lecture. Okay, so write down this sentence structure in your notebook. Also write down the subject and verb chart for the past progressive tense. Okay, so for the subject, like the pronouns like I, we, you, he, she, it, they, what are the verbs or what are the to be verbs we are using? That verbs are, for I we are using was, I was. For you we are using were, you were. He, she, it was, we were, you were, they were. So these are the subject and verb chart that is most important for the making of sentence, for formation of the sentences. So for I, we will use I was. I was a student. I was teaching in Faftech College of Engineering, Pandharpur. Okay, so these examples are of the progressive past, that is, that action was going on in the past. Okay, I was teaching in Faftech College of Engineering, Pandharpur, or I was teaching in Walchand College of Engineering, Sangli. Okay, so these are the sentences of the progressive past or continuous past. Then you were students of mine, or you were the students of 12th standard before 2 years. म्हणजे तुम्ही 2 वर्षापूर्वी काय होतात तर 12वीला होतात. ओके, यू वेर द स्टुडंट्स or you were learning in the 12th standard before 2 years. Where plus VING. He, she, it was giving he, she, it, or he or she or it was giving his notes to me. म्हणजे तो किंवा ती किंवा ते हे काय करत होते तर मला नोट्स काय करायचे द्यायचे. वॉज गिव्हिंग. वी वेर लिसनिंग टू टीचर केअरफुली. वी वेर लिसनिंग टू टीचर केअरफुली. आम्ही शिक्षकांचं जे बोलणं आहे ते काळजीपूर्वक ऐकत होतो. ऐकत आहे असं नाही, ऐकत होतो. आहे आणि होतो यामध्ये सुद्धा खूप फरक आहे. आहे म्हणजे काय, दॅट ऍक्शन इज गोइंग ऑन ऍट राईट नाव. अँड ऐकत होतो म्हणजे दॅट ऍक्शन वॉज गोइंग इन द पास्ट. ओके, so this is the difference between the two actions, and that's why we are learning these tenses in the sequence. Okay, we have first completed the simple tenses, and we have learned them sequentially, that is simple past, simple present, simple past, and simple future. And also we have uh, uh, learned them by classification. Means whatever the structure of simple present, simple past, and simple future, that structure we have learned by the classification. Okay, so write this chart also in your notebook. Write down first the structure of the simple past, then write down the chart. Okay, so hope that you have written this chart in your notebook. Let's move towards the next chart, that is negative, affirmative and interrogative chart for progressive past tense sentences. Okay, so this is also another chart: negative, interrogative, affirmative, negative and interrogative chart. Means if the thing is the verb you have given, then how you will use this verb in progressive past tense, that we are going to discuss. I was thinking. This is the affirmative. Okay, the structure of affirmative is was or were plus VING. This is the verb structure. Okay, so I was thinking. मी विचार करत होतो. This is the affirmative. हे होकारार्थी वाक्य. What would be the negative of that? I was not thinking. मी विचार करत नव्हतो. This is the negative sentence. And its interrogative would be, was I thinking? मी विचार करत होतो का? Okay. Was I thinking? मी विचार करत होतो का? This is called as the interrogative, prashnarthi. So for you, take you as a subject. You, for you, we are using the verb were. Okay, you were thinking. This is the affirmative. To विचार करत होता. You were not thinking. To विचार करत नव्हता. This is the negative. What would be its interrogative? Were you thinking? Were you thinking? To विचार करत होता का? This is the interrogative, prashnarthi. The next is he was thinking. तो विचार करत होता. Then its interrogative is, or its negative is, he was not thinking. तो विचार करत नव्हता. And its interrogative is, was he thinking? तो विचार करत होता का? She, take she as a verb, she as a subject. She was thinking. This is the affirmative. Its negative is, she was not thinking. And its interrogative is, was she thinking? ती विचार करत होती का? So whatever the actions we are discussing, that was going on in the past, that was in continuous flow in the past, and that's why we are using was or were plus VING. Then next is, it was thinking. ते विचार करत होते. It was thinking. Then its negative is, it was not thinking. ते विचार करत नव्हते. It was not thinking. Was it thinking? ते विचार करत होते का? Okay, so this is for the it. We are taking it as the subject. The next is where. We were thinking. We were thinking. This is the affirmative. We were thinking. आम्ही विचार करत होतो. Then its negative is, we were not thinking. आम्ही विचार करत नव्हतो. And its interrogative would be, were we thinking? आम्ही विचार करत होतो का? Okay, so this is also one of the sentences. And for they also, we are using were as the verb. That is, they were thinking. This is the affirmative. They were thinking. ते विचार करत होते. Its negative would be, they were not thinking. ते विचार करत नव्हते. Were they thinking? ते विचार करत होते का? This is also the structure and the chart of the affirmative, interrogative and negative. Okay, so write down this chart also in your notebook. Write down this chart also in your notebook. Till the time I will see how many students are there for classes. This chart also you have to write down in your notebook. Some of the people are joining at very last. Okay, means when there are only 10 minutes left, 15 minutes left, or 5 minutes left for ending of the lecture. Some of the people are joining at that time, so I won't allow them at the very last. I will allow students when they're joining at early. In the 15 minutes you have to join to this lecture. Okay, in the first 15 or 20 minutes I will allow the students in the class. After that I won't admit any of the students. Some of the students are joining at very last minute. Why should I admit them, and why should I make their attendance, mark their attendance? Okay, so the present roll numbers for this lecture are roll number 3, 6, 11, 12, 14, 15, 17, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 31, 32, 30, 33, 36, 37, 42, and 44. These are the present roll numbers. Remaining are the absent roll numbers. If anybody of the absent are here, they can also tell me their roll number. Is anybody is present? So write down this chart also in your notebook. Okay then. So hope that you have written down this chart in your notebook. Okay. So in today's lecture, we have seen the past progressive tenses, okay, past progressive tense and its structure, okay, that is subject plus was or were plus VING plus object plus complement. So keep this structure in your mind, okay, don't forget it. Subject plus was or were plus VING, and you will, or you can narrate different types of sentences through this, okay. So shall we end this meeting here? थांबायचं इथं?
Yes, sir.
Okay. आपण इथं थांबूया. Join to the next lecture, okay. Thank you for joining.